Okay. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance. So thank everybody. Would like to thank everybody for coming this evening, and we'll just start with the resolutions. So off we go. Mr. Team.
Sure. All right. Whereas Maria Z. Moore resigned effective 31st, 2023, and whereas Ralph Urban, as deputy mayor, has performed the duties of mayor between December 31st, 2023 and today, and whereas I, Brian Tiemann, a member of the Board of Trustees, having nominated Ralph Urban to serve as mayor until June 30th, 2024, which is the end of the village's current official year, and whereas upon the votes of Stephen A. Frano, Brian Tiemann, Rob Rubio, members of the Board of Trustees, it is now further resolved that the office of mayor of the incorporated village of West Hampton Beach shall be filled by Ralph Urban to serve as mayor until June 30th, 2024, and that he shall have all the duties and responsibilities of said office.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Yeah. Then I can do the other stuff.
Yeah.
You can't do the other stuff yet. Okay.
Right hand on the Bible. I don't know. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of village mayor according to the best of your ability? I do. Okay, come sign the book here. And you're officially mayor.
Make sure we can read it.
Yeah, dude. Can't read his signature. Can't read my signature either. Thank you, Liz.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now I have to, we're playing musical chairs tonight too. This goes down here. It's an adjustment.
There you go.
They have your name, new tag.
Next meeting. They're on order. But they
Liz didn't
happen
want to
yet.
take the risk in case any of us changed our minds at the last minute.
Whereas upon the resignation of Maria Z. Moore as mayor and the selection of Ralph Urban as her replacement until the end of the current official year on June 30th, 2024, a vacancy in the office of deputy mayor has been created. And whereas the mayor has appointed Steve A. Frano as the deputy mayor until the end of the current official year, that is, until June 30th, 2024. And whereas said appointment having been presented to the Board of Trustees for ratification, it is now further resolved that the selection of by mayor of Stephen A. Frano as deputy mayor of the incorporated village of West Hampton Beach is hereby ratified by the Board of Trustees, and Stephen A. Frano shall have all the duties and responsibilities of said office. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Mr. Gretzky.
Yeah, there you go.
There.
Oh, wait, that's right, that's right.
You're upside down.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of village deputy mayor according to the best of your ability?
I shall.
Okay, congratulations. Sign the book before you sit down.
There's some new members in the audience, right?
Yeah. Coming right up.
The resolutions.
Congratulations, Steve.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Oh, do I have to put the title there?
No, it's already filled in.
Back to business. Whereas upon the resignation of Maria Z. Moore as mayor and the selection of Ralph Urban as a replacement until the end of the current official year on June 30th, 2024, a vacancy on the Board of Trustees has been created. And whereas pursuant to village law, the mayor has appointed Kimberly Mansour to fill the vacant seat until the end of the current official year, that is until June 30th, 2024. And whereas said selection having been presented to the Board of Trustees for ratification, it is now further resolved that the selection by Mayor of Kimberly Mansour to fill the vacant position on the Board of Trustees of the Incorporated Village of West Hampton Beach is hereby ratified by the Board of Trustees and Kimberly Mansour for all the duties and responsibilities of said office.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, we need a second. Now, all in favor?
Aye.
We'll get it right yet. Any opposed? Okay. Billy, would you come on up? Would you?
Yeah, it's gonna look like Alice soon.
Okay, right hand at the bottom. Both left, okay. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of village trustee according to the best of your ability? I do. Congratulations. Good to go. Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Now you get to come up to the big sky. Congratulations.
One thing is not enough room back here.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Welcome.
They call that Wheaties, buddy. Sit down and eat some.
Steve. Steve. All right, good.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Resolved that the minutes of Board of Trustees meeting on December 7th, 2023, special meeting on December 20th, 2023 are hereby accepted.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
resolved that the Police Department, Building Department, and Justice Court reports for November 2023 are hereby accepted.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
resolved that the general election of the Village of West Hampton Beach, New York shall be held on Friday, June 21st, 2024 at the Village Hall, 165 Mill Road, West Hampton Beach, New York, between the hours of 12 p.m. noon to 9 p.m. prevailing time, and the offices are to be filled are Mayor, 1, for a term of 2 years, Trustees, 2, for a term of 2 years.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Right. She always said it so low, you can never hear it anyway.
If you could still read if you want.
Oh, no, that's all right. Some of them are painful.
It's not prohibited.
I have to pronounce names and things.
Resolved that the proposal submitted by Hinkley Electrical Contractors for the 2024 traffic signal maintenance at a cost of $1,000 per month is hereby accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approve the taxpayers who qualify under the Village Code, Chapter 151, taxation to receive age exemption, disability with a limited income exemption, clerical exemption, veterans exemption, and volunteer ambulance and firefighter exemption for the 2024 and 2025 tax year.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby regretfully accepts the resignation of Michael Schermeyer from the Village Planning Board effective January 31st, 2024.
Second,
Before I take the vote, I would like to thank Michael for his service. He has been on the planning board for 10 years, almost. He almost made it. If he'd gone to the end of the month, it would
End
have
of his
been
term.
10 years. So thank you to Michael for his service.
Agreed.
Thank you, Michael.
Was there a second?
a second, yeah.
Okay, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby regretfully accepts the resignation of Police Officer Mackenzie Buckley effective January 16th, 2024.
Second.
And once again, before we take the vote, Mackenzie was with our department as part-time in November of 2019 and became full-time in 2021. She is elected to pursue her career in Florida as a sheriff, so we wish her the best.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, you good?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't, Jeff said. Resolved that the village clerk treasurer is hereby directed to publish and post a notice of public hearing to be held on Thursday, February 1st, 2024 at 5 p.m. at the Village Hall for local law to amend Chapter 162 entitled Tax Levy.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the village clerk treasurer is hereby directed to publish and post a notice of public hearing to be held on Thursday, February 1st, 2024 at 5 p.m. at the Village Hall for local law to amend Chapter 161 entitled Taxation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the warrant for January 2024 in the amount of $111,080.82 for the general fund and $828,890.91 for the capital fund is hereby approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Whereas from the, from the accounts of unpaid taxes hereto returned by the treasurer of the Village of West Hampton Beach, New York, to this board for the tax year 2023-24, the taxes still remain due and unpaid after due notice and demand on each of the property owners for the payment of said taxes. Whereas no action has been commenced to recover said unpaid taxes, and no sale on account of said taxes has heretofore been held pursuant to law, and therefore let it be resolved that such unpaid taxes shall be collected by the sale for taxes as provided in Title III of Article 14 of the Real Property Tax Law of the State of New York, as it was in effect on December 31st, 1994, pursuant to Article 4 of Chapter 161, Taxation of the Code of the Village of West Hampton Beach, Chapter 602 of the Laws of 1993, Chapter 154 of the Laws of 2012, and Chapter 512 of the Laws of 2015. And resolved that a copy of this resolution duly certified by the clerk shall be transmitted forthwith to the treasurer of this village with the accounts, affidavit, and certificate of such unpaid taxes, and that the village treasurer, upon receiving such an account of unpaid taxes and a certified copy of this resolution, is authorized and directed to cause to be published in the official newspaper of the village once each week for 3 successive weeks, a list of statements of real estate, of the real estate upon which said taxes are unpaid, as shown in the tax list, with the amount of the tax, a $25 advertising fee, interest and charges thereon, and also a notice that the tax lien or such unpaid taxes will, on a day subsequent to the expiration of said 3 weeks, to be determined by said village treasurer, and specified in said notice to be sold at public auction at a place in said village to be designated by said village treasurer to discharge the tax, $25 advertising fee, interest, and charges aforesaid, which may be due upon at the time of such sale, and that said village treasurer, at the time and place specified in this said notice, proceed with the sale of tax lien for such unpaid taxes as set forth, and continue the same from day to day until the sale is completed. Resolved that in all cases where no bid shall be made on the tax lien so offered for sale, the amount sufficient to pay the said taxes, said tax fee, interest, and charges, the said tax lien shall be deemed to have been sold to and purchased by said village of West Hampton Beach, New York. Be it further resolved that all remaining unpaid taxes for the year 2023-24 shall be collected by public sale to be held on Friday, March 8, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. in the office of the village clerk treasurer, and such unpaid taxes be advertised in the Southampton Press issue dated February 22nd, 2024, February 29th, 2024, and March 7th, 2024, in accordance with the statutory law.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the Village of West Hampton Beach applies for financial assistance from the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historical Preservation under the Title IX of the Environmental Protection Act of 1993 for the purpose of funding and restoration of Rio del Ben Playground. Resolved that the Village of West Hampton Beach is authorized and directed to accept these grants funds in an amount not to exceed $342,250 for the project described in the grant application. Resolved that the Village of West Hampton Beach is authorized and directed to agree to the terms, conditions of the master contract of office for such restoration of Rio del Ben Playground. Resolved, the Village of West Hampton Beach is authorized and directed to agree to the terms and conditions of any required deed, easements granted office that affect the title to the real property owner in the corporation and improved by the grant funds, which may be the duty recorded public funds, conveyance conservatives, easement and/or preservation concern, I was confident, and to be it further resolved that the Board of Trustees delegate sign authorized to exclude the master contract and any amendment thereof at any requirements, deed, easement, and any certificate to the mayor in his discretion. Designee, I'm sorry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's cold.
Resolved that the village clerk treasurer is hereby authorized to publish and post a notice to bidders for the Village of West Hampton Beach's John Adams Dix Windmill Restoration Project electrical work.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approve the per diem half-day rate for Colleen Track to be $300 per court session.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that concludes our resolutions. This is our public comment section. Anyone wish to come and speak, please come up to the podium. If you have anything to share or, please, Joan. Which one is it?
It's lovely to be not alone in these meetings. I'm
Oh.
usually the
Oh,
only
I'm
one that
sorry. You should
attends.
say your name and address. I forgot.
Yeah, well, you know what? I never had to before. Ralph, I know you're only a mayor for like 15 minutes or so. What do you see are priorities for the next 6 months and challenges? I mean, you certainly are ready for it. I mean, you've been right there all along, and especially the last couple of months.
There's a great deal of detail to finishing up a lot of these projects, like the windmill project. The LWRP is coming to fruition, we hope. And the local waterfront revitalization plan, we have a meeting on that February 1st. And that will open up avenues for further projects, further grants. There are an awful lot of things going on in the village just in general. We have the donated bocce courts, which will be completed. The ongoing negotiations with the police department. We have the challenge of employment of young people for our beaches and seasonal people with the increases in minimum pay. We don't have to meet those requirements, but we are being forced to because we're competing for the same employees that the people are paying
Your
minimum
job is
rate.
better.
Yeah, so it does, we, so that there are a lot of challenges ahead. As always.
When do you expect to start the windmill project?
We put it out to bid. We received the bids back in December. Our engineer is reviewing the bids. We plan to award the bid probably late this month, early February. with a start date on construction projected to be in March. We do, because the bids came in at over 1.5 million, according to Wick's law, we now have to put out a separate bid for the electrical component. And we would have had to if there are a plumbing component or a HVAC component. So that's why that's in this agenda today. We're putting out a separate bid for the electrical component of the windmill. It was projected initially to take 9 months. After talking to some of the bidders, they're saying it will take 12 months. So as with any of these projects, we will see. We've run into supply chain issues with the sewer project, the upgrade of Gabreski plant, but that should not, at this point, impact the completion date. But again, it's an open question. So all those things have to be worked on, yes.
Yes.
All at the same time.
It's okay, as long as you can handle it. I don't know if this has ever been done at a meeting because I don't remember when I was an appointed trustee about 20 years ago. But I would love to have Kim tell us a little bit about herself.
Sure. Um, well, I'm a resident here.
I hope so.
I have two young children over there. I've been in real estate for over a decade, commercial and residential. What else would you like to know? And yes, sure. So I went to school at Manhattanville College, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree and major in psychology. And I have a little bit of a medical background, and then I went into real estate.
Okay. Are you involved in any other projects in the village? Are you at the
I
theater?
Yes, I
anything?
am on the advisory board for the West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center.
You're following my footsteps. Good luck.
Thank you.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Thank you, Joan.
Would like me to ask a few.
That's quite all right.
I'll save them.
Rose Lowe, 51 Britley Lane, West Hampton Beach. I'm going to ask a question that has to do with something beyond June or beyond the current projects, but I think that very much you've addressed minutely in regard to one of the problems you have. And I'm concerned about the beaches in regard to your ability with the new funding or how much you have to pay, how much you're going to be forced to pay qualified lifeguards for the ocean. And I think it's very important because it's been very hard for the past couple of years for any clubs, any public beaches, town, village, or even in the county to get qualified lifeguards. And you did mention that you're concerned about that and not being able to get young people involved. I would like to suggest that perhaps a ad campaign of some sort with an incentive that you will work for to encourage people to come to our two beaches, which are lovely, and we really want to maintain them for the quality of the people who have children here, and well, for everyone, obviously, but particularly for children. So I'd like you to consider thinking about that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Rose.
Would anyone else like to speak?
Hi, Erin Finley. What else do you need? Sydney's?
If your address, but
32
that's all
Mill
right.
Road. Two questions on things totally, you'll be thrilled, unrelated to my project. The windmill, is it going to prohibit events from the Great Lawn this summer, or it's just going to be worked on in the front if it starts before then?
It's a very good question. Actually, there'll be two work sites. One where it's being stored right now and one in its
Up front?
ultimate location. The size, one of the work sites will be smaller than the other, we anticipate, because of equipment and goods and things like that. But that's basically up to the contractor. It is in the contract though, and we did have a walkthrough with the bidders. They do have to cooperate with our events people And our events people are being made aware, it's on the website that we have this project upcoming. They may have to adjust things.
No,
Not, it's
we're
not eliminated, correct.
And I
And
just have a question, oh, go ahead.
hopefully will only impact one summer. Things
Yeah,
going,
you said even if it's 12 months in
right,
March. But the events could still take place, they just
yes,
may have to.
yes, they may have to
Shift.
realign things, shift, whatever, but yeah.
Good to know. Sewer, and I only ask this here because I keep looking on the website and I can, first of all, my logistics are horrible looking at something. Can you explain to me, I originally thought that there was 3 portions of the sewer or 3 steps of the sewer.
Phases.
Thank you.
Okay, 4 phases.
Okay.
And right now, current project, which there are 2 parts,
Okay.
the conveyance system, which is all the stuff under the roads, and the upgrade of the plant, the existing plant that Suffolk County owns at Gabreski. Those are the 2 parts. The conveyance system is complete, and we are currently involved in upgrading the plant. Once that's done, that's the completion of phase 1 of the 4 phases. The second phase would be to sewer in some manner. It has to be engineered, it has to be arranged, it has to be funded, it has to be get grants and all those kinds of things. But in the future, to arrange for the B2 area to be sewered.
B2 being where to where?
North Montauk Highway, the northern portion of the highway.
Old Riverhead
Right,
Road.
Old
West
Riverhead
Hampton
Road, yeah,
Right now, what is part of the the current sewer district, from where to
B1.
where?
B1.
B1.
B1 and the condominiums, the multifamily homes surrounding the canal area.
And so
Yeah.
B1 goes from where to where? I know Brad's gonna
Mostly
get
it's
me a
Main,
diagram.
mostly
Primarily
it's
Main Street.
Yeah, mostly Main Street, north and south of Main Street, and the condominiums south of Main Street, the multifamily.
East and west on Main Street?
It goes to Beach,
All the way
and
to
it goes.
But
doesn't go to
not
Beach,
east
it goes
of
to-
Beach.
It does not go all the way to the church on Potunk. It does go, goes, go to the patio,
To the patio.
yeah,
And
patio
then
buildings.
north heading there? Or does it end at Main Street? There's no-
It's the northern and southern portion of the Main Street.
Nothing physically
Corridor.
north of, so not down Sunset Avenue.
It's not the entirety of B1, is that right?
Correct.
It's the Main Street portion of B1, but not all of B1.
If the update is done, is there provision to expand it? What are the next expansions? I know you just said north of the highway. What about the district between that and north of the highway?
Still in what? Negotiations with the county.
So
We're
how is
trying
it
to-
decided that it was Main Street and then you sort of skip the?
That was all in the initial map and plan. Go ahead. What?
I think you misspoke. Phase 2 is the HC and the rest of the B.
Oh, phase 3 is the,
Is.
yes,
Okay, that was my question. So
I'm
it seemed
sorry.
like we were skipping a
Yes,
section.
Yeah.
So
yes, I
H-
misspoke.
That's,
Sorry.
I tried to look on the website, so I didn't have to do
Yes.
this, but I can only find the one, and I also can't read maps very well at all. Sorry. I'm one of those people who has to stand at a tent at the entrance and, lay out the event. So HC being all HC districts?
I have a, so because the map and plan in Phase 2 was never kicked off, but we have an idea of what Phase 2 can be, and I can share that with, if anyone's interested.
Right.
Can you
And
Do you
that-
have a
that-
chronological
we do have a
idea
map
as to
and
when
plan.
phase 2? Not at all.
We, unfortunately, we're the,
There is no set deadline. It is in
trying
our
to address
sights.
what
And
Yes.
it's based on first the work being completed to expand the station, or what do you call it?
Advised early on,
That they
start small. And phase 1 was starting small. If we had undertaken the entire project, it would have been enormous. And I think we're very fortunate that we started small, got that accomplished, got all the grant money in place for that. And I think that was good advice. So yes, phase 2 and phase 3 are on the horizon. But
Aaron.
as to how far, I don't.
Wasn't, I thought phase 2 couldn't exist until something else was expanded, but you're just saying it's just
Could have attempted to do the whole thing all at once.
One of
limitations, the
One
other.
of the variables with this, it's a bit of a chicken and egg thing in determining how much flow would come out of whatever area we sewered first. because the only way to tell, the closest way to tell how much is going to come out is what goes in, which is Suffolk County Water Authority records. However, it's not entirely accurate because not always everything that goes in from the water authority comes out. A good example is irrigation. So, someone, the condos and places like that, they
Like,
have
that's not a good sign,
irrigation
but I understand.
that that water is consumed but not returned into the sewer system. So as I understand it, there's still a little bit of due diligence and metrics that we need to know of what's being produced in the village currently, also factoring in minor expansion too. So we looked at water that goes in as of, was 5 years ago now, something like that. That's not necessarily the same as today or next year. So there's a lot of that juggling in order to kind of help determine what we can do with the county for phase two.
Okay, so that brings up one quick question for me. So if that's part of the equation, let's say there's 100 businesses right now that can hook up, but only 50 do. So then you know that you have all this extra because, but if they join in the future, it would.
They have a
implicate-
deadline.
They have,
That's my
yes,
question.
yeah.
Do they have a
okay,
deadline?
yes.
That's exactly what my
We
question
did
was.
pass, early on, we passed a law that if you have a connection available to you, you have to hook up. It's not
What's
an
the
option.
deadline?
Well, it's gonna be after, it's flexible right now because we're still working, we're at a pause right now.
Right now that we can't hook anybody up.
Wait,
They,
the original agreement was because we're upgrading the plant, they can only do half the plant at a time. So half the plant right now is shut down because we're upgrading the other half. And we're at a standstill for 25,000 gallons of flow. We have to stop sending flow. We achieved that. That many people hooked up. So now we're at a pause until we finish the
So they have
upgrade,
to-
and then the other half can be
They gotta do.
accommodated.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
If they can hook up, then you can go on to the next. Okay, I'm so glad I didn't try to read that all on the website. This is
Okay, thank you.
Unhook?
What, I'm sorry, Joan, what?
Oh.
Oh, no, as a matter of fact, well, apparently we were advised we had to pass the law, or we didn't have to pass. It was best to pass the law because apparently in some areas, they built a sewer system and nobody wanted to pay to hook up. So they
Actually,
ended up
Ralph, I
with
think
an
it's a
empty sewer
condition of the
system,
county.
which is not a good thing.
Ralph,
So,
I
yes,
think the county requires hookup.
yes.
I think the health department, if you're in a sewered area, you have to connect to the sewer
Yes, but
by,
in,
by county sanitary code regulations.
right,
So our code, which the village adopted, really just parrots what the county says. And we put, I think, a 1-year limit on, I don't remember offhand.
once we're fully complete, I think there's a 1-year.
But you don't have a choice, whether it's us or the county. Once you're in a sewer district, public sewers are available. The people within that area have to hook up.
And any new buildings that have a sewer hookup have to hook up, so, yes.
You're saying, I'm sorry, pre-existing buildings, even if they don't want it for like their wet use or whatever, you're saying like a regular office building is required within a certain
Excuse me?
time period?
yes,
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
yes.
Everybody has to hook up,
Everybody has to.
whether they want to or not.
I did not know that.
Any other questions? This has been challenging. Usually you don't have this many people are questions. This is
You're in
good.
trouble, Ralph. You're in trouble.
Whatever asks a question.
They're testing you, Ralph.
Don't worry, I'll be asking
We
everyone.
turned the heat on for you tonight. We turned the heat on, so it's good.
Anyone else wish to speak? Okay, well, thank you very much. So,
Make a motion, we close the meeting.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you for coming. All right.
Is Bonnie coming?